Montreal Canadiens' best under-the-radar roster option for 2023-24 center Lias Andersson was the number 7 selection at the 2017 draft and is now on his third organization. At 24 and with just 110 NHL games to his credit, his signing with the Canadiens, a building team, has a last chance feel for the center. Andersson had his strongest AHL season, 31 goals and 59 points in 67 games for the Reign in 2022-23. And if he can bring that kind of skill to Habs training camp, he should hang around for some time. He is ideally suited to a bottom 6 role. Let's talk more about Lias Andersson. It has been 6 years since Lias Andersson was chosen 7th overall in the 2017 NHL draft by Jeff Gorton, the current executive vice president of hockey operations for the Montreal Canadiens and former general manager of the New York Rangers. Since being drafted, Andersson has had a long and rocky journey ahead of him. He had a shoulder injury while competing in the 2018 World Junior Championship in Buffalo, and the New York Rangers invited him to receive treatment there. This shortened his time with Frölunda, but it did provide him the opportunity to play in a few NHL games that year. Andersson switched from one coast of North America to the other when he joined the Los Angeles Kings, continuing his wild ride between the NHL and AHL. He only participated in one NHL game last season, but by switching from center to wing, he advanced in his growth. His 59 points, 31G, 28A, helped him finish 6th in the AHL goal-scoring standings, one more than Anthony Richard of the Laval Rocket. Strengths Andersson displays his emotions openly. The key is passion. When he threw his silver medal into the crowd following the World Junior Championship final in Buffalo, the general public in North America witnessed it for the first time. Fans in Sweden witnessed it once more when he sobbed as his father's jersey was retired and the number was lifted to the rafters. Leadership abilities come with this enthusiasm. He will set a good example by always prioritizing the team. Whichever team he plays on will benefit from his inherent leadership skills. His last year's ability to score goals is an intriguing strength. If that pattern persists at a higher level, it might be what enables him to make it to the NHL at last. Weaknesses. His lack of a strong defensive game would seem to be the reason he was moved from the center position with the AHL's Ontario Reign to the wing. From a scoring perspective, the move appears to have been successful and gives him a new weapon in his toolbox. He claims to like the change and expresses the hope that he can grow more, but he is also the first to admit that he has weaknesses. We spoke shortly after he was signed, and he said, "I prefer ending up a little bit higher on the ice to play defense a bit differently." Projection. It is simple to put Andersson in the Rockets' starting lineup, but he appears determined to join the Canadiens right out of training camp, or at the very least makes the decision to send him down challenging. In order to succeed, he has put a lot of effort into a demanding summer training schedule. It will be intriguing to see whether his ability to score goals can keep him in the NHL conversation. One can assume that the player's career will be defined by this year. After making a successful move to the wing, he has returned to the person who first drafted him. It is Andersson's third NHL club, and if things don't work out in Montreal, it may be time for him to choose a career in the SHL or another league. He chose to move to Montreal because the city values hockey, and he never shied away from the spotlight. We'll soon find out if his enthusiasm for the game and the offensive abilities he displayed in the lower league the previous season can combine to match the potential shown in 2017. Thank you to watching another Habs Nation video. But before we leave, we invite you, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the channel, and finally let us a comment about this video. And remember, you have greatness inside of you, and we wishes you an amazing, great, and blessing day.